Hey everybody. So I was invited by Crystal Barrett, who is Miss Pineapple Papers here on YouTube, to play along with her off the board collaboration for this month because the theme for the month was wine, and I have designed a sequin mix for Spiegelmom scraps called Wine Country. So for my Pinterest board, I grabbed that sketch. I'm going to turn it on its side. And then I also grabbed one of my photos because I have a whole wine board on my Pinterest board. So this is the Wine Country sequence that I designed for Spiegelmom scraps. So I'll be sure to leave my link down below so you can go snap those up if you would like them. They were not sold out last time that I checked. I'm going to go ahead and start with this circle stencil from redefinecreative.com. I will leave the link for this stencil down below as well. I'm going to add some Distress Oxide ink in Antique Linen. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend one nice thin layer of Distress Oxide ink over this entire stencil. And because I'm using such a light color, it's just going to give the background of my layout a really kind of fun look. We're going to jazz it up a little bit too. This particular stencil gives your finished pattern paper a nice border around it, which means you can cut your paper down, cut that border off, and then back it with a piece of 12 by 12 paper, and you have a really, really nice layout. And cutting it down makes it super simple because you can just line up that edge where the stencil part ends. So I'm going to audition a couple of papers here. I kept kind of going back and forth about what papers I wanted and how dark I wanted this layout to be. I kind of end up flip-flopping between 3 different patterns, and in the end, I'm going to go ahead and choose this light pink one. I couldn't decide between the polka dots or that floral or the light pink, and in the end, I just decided that light pink was going to give me kind of the look I wanted. The sequin mix I'm working with has a lot of bright jewel colors, and I wanted everything to kind of pop. So, and I knew like my photos were a little dark too, so. All of my paper layers are getting my old standby Distress Oxide ink in Vintage Photo. I'm just going to center that one up, this paper, really nicely onto that light pink. I'm going to use this ruler from my Tim Holtz glass media mat, which actually I tend to use this all the time these days. It's like my go-to ruler. So you saw the sketch that I am using. It's from Page Maps. I just turned to 80 degrees, and I'm not going to follow it exactly. I was really drawn to the way the photos were kind of up in the top third of the sketch. I was also drawn because the sketch had a polka dot paper in the background, which is what got my little juices flowing that I could use that stencil and have fun with the stencil. So I am going to go ahead and follow the sketch kind of somewhat. But absolutely not exactly. So if you're looking for some whiny inspiration, I have an entire Pinterest board called Whiny Things. And then I also have a Pinterest board called Sketches I Like. The little letter board saying came from the Whiny Things board, and the page map sketch, of course, came from my Sketches I Like board. So we're pulling not just one pin into this, but 2. So I decided I wanted these pictures not to be straight up and down and beside each other, because one is more of a square photo and the other is more of a photo that is 3 by 4. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of trim this down, decide how. I think I have to switch trimmers. Oh, this happens to me more than I care to film, actually. The sketch called for this to have a banner shape, the bottom layer there, but I just didn't want to do a banner. I just wanted it to go straight across. That was how I liked it. So this layout, okay, let's talk about my layout here. This layout is a little tongue-in-cheek. It's a little bit, let's just say I don't drink. I'm not a big drinker. So I'll just put that out there. I really, one glass of wine and I'm done every so often. But for some reason, I just felt like I needed to make a layout that kind of encapsulates this insane, crazy year. And I feel like I haven't done too much of those. So I have like my COVID-19 journal, which has lots of different, stories from our family and adjusting and all that. But in my family album, it just kind of goes from us being normal to being stuck in our house. And so I thought it might be fun to add a couple of layouts to my family album that just kind of are more funny, more laid back, just more, this is 2020. This is what this year looked like. And I'm going to find some humor in it, and I'm going to find, things like that. Here's where I'm kind of rethinking this. I'm like, oh, is this title going to make me look like, I'm a heavy drinker? Is it going to make me? I kind of went through this whole thing in my head of trying to decide. But in the end, I saw, you know what? No, this is humor. And if it's actual humor, like this is not supposed to be, I'm trying to find some humor in this insane year. So I just decided to go with it. And plus, you know what? That little scripty gold font is just, it's perfect. Like it needed to happen. And I'm adding more stuff to this layout now that is, again, a little tongue-in-cheek, a little humor. We're going for some humor here. We're going for like something that people can kind of turn the page and be like, oh yeah, remember 2020, how crazy that was. And so I did the same thing when I went through the die cuts. When I went through the die cuts, I chose things that said, like this is the best part of my day, and it's stuff like that, like just stuff that would be funny, that you can see the humor. This an example of that is this little thing that says life doesn't get any better than this. I'm going to use those two little corner photo corners. I don't remember what the bottom, that little vellum tag says, but definitely like this is very much, it is supposed to be finding the humor in this year. And I please take it as that, because that's what it is intended for and meant for. So I am going to go through now. I have these puffy stickers. Everything I'm using is from the Pink Paisley Again and Again collection, which I really love, and I didn't get a chance to play with it very much. I still have oodles and oodles of it. So I pulled it out and have it with my collections that I am working with for this month. And I think I've maybe done another layout. I don't know if I've done a layout for my regular YouTube channel using this collection, or if I did a layout using, oh no, I did. I used it on a Chamel Sketches earlier this month. Anyway, I get confused between what goes live on my channel for everyone and what goes live on my channel for members. I'm sure it's not just me. I'm sure if you have a membership to your YouTube channel, a membership option in your YouTube channel, that probably have the same problem, right? You're trying to decide, did I work with this for which one? So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to get all of these die cuts stuck down. And I also have these little circle stickers that were part of that thicker collection that I want to use. And then I have this super cute stamp. This stamp set is from Kelly Stamps. I love her stamps. I use them primarily in my Project Life and Traveler's Notebook spreads. They're some of my very favorite for that. But what I'm going to do is I add 2 stamps onto my stamp pad, and I'm going to stamp both of them together. So this stamp set says Mama Needs, and then there are different things you can put into the bottom. So it's like Mama needs a coffee, Mama needs, something, a nap or whatever. And there's one that says a drink. So we're going to go with Mama needs a drink. And it fit perfectly on this little label sticker from Heidi Swap. I stamped it using Juniper Mist from Catherine Puller. And again, this is supposed to be just tongue-in-cheek, humorous layout. I want to add a little bit of a smile to those that are going to flip through my 2020 album. I am also going to take this little piece from the banner, and I'm just going to add, so what I'm doing for this is, instead of putting a date on this, because this layout doesn't need a date, right? This was just 2020, right? In a nutshell. And I just inked up the 2020 part of my date stamp and stamped 2020 like 100 times into that little piece above. And now we're going to get into the sequins. So these sequins are super pretty. I love them. They turned out so gorgeous. You know, when you design something like a sequin mix, until you kind of get all the sequins and you actually look at them all, you're not 100% sure. You're kind of just picking and choosing and deciding. And this turned out fabulous. So yes, I am going to do this entire background. I did not put sequins in every circle. I alternated them, moved them around, picked different areas, but I'm going to do the entire background that's not covered. I'm not going to make you watch me do this because this took a long time and that would make for a very long, very boring video. But I just did it in sections here. I used my new Vigilux adhesive, popped little glue bits, popped little glue dots onto some of the different circles in my stencil, and then went ahead and added the sequins. And you can see all of that gorgeous sequin love in the close-ups below. Or the close-ups that are coming up next. I hope that you will take a peek at this beautiful sequin mix. A huge thank you to Crystal for messaging me and being like, come play with us because we're doing wine this month. And I love this sequin mix. Thank you to Jody, who allows me every so often to stretch my design skills and create a sequin mix for her. And I will see you all again. Hopefully later tonight I can get my Chamel Sketches video up for you. That's the plan. But if you don't see it tonight, it'll be up first thing tomorrow morning. Okay, here are all of those beautiful, beautiful close-ups. Have a fabulous, fabulous day, and I will see you all again soon.